Today we're looking at how to solve equations with one variable and more than one operation. So equations that contain more than one variable require more than one step to solve. In order to do this, we're going to identify the operations in the equation and the order in which they are applied to the variable, then use inverse operations and work backwards to undo them one at a time. So for example, if we looked at this equation, we have 395c plus 1995 is equal to 6340. So we have the cost of the CD is $3.95 per CD. You have a discount card of $19.95, and your total cost is $63.40. So if we wanted to figure out how much C was, we could work backwards. So here, because $3.95 is combined with C, normally we would multiply first then add. But if we're undoing our order of operations, we want to do the opposite first. So I'm going to subtract 1995 from both sides. And if I do that, I should get 4345. These are going to cancel out, and I have 395C. Since they're being multiplied, I'm going to go ahead and divide both sides by $3.95. And I get a final answer that C is equal to 11. Let's just look at another example. Here I have 18 equals 4a plus 10. So 18 equals 4a plus 10. Remember, first we multiply, then add. So to undo, first I'm going to subtract 10 from both sides. 18 minus 10 is 8. It's equal to 4a. Since they're being multiplied, I'm going to divide by 4. So 2 is equal to a. Why don't you go ahead and pause the video and try this next one on your own. We have 1 5/10 equals 1.2y minus 5.7. So we're solving for y. So first thing I'm going to do is add 5.7 to both sides. So I have 1.5 plus 5.7, and I have 7.2 is equal to 2y. Because they're being multiplied, I'm going to divide. 3.6 is equal to y. Now let's just look at another example. Here we have n divided by 7 plus 2. So since we would divide then add, first thing I'm going to do is subtract. So if I do that, minus 2, these are cancel out. 2 minus 2 is 0. So if n divided by 7 equals 0, multiply both sides by 7, and n is equal to 0. Alright, so when we're looking at solving equations that involve fractions, there's actually a couple different ways that we can look at the problem. One of them is a little bit easier to do depending on how you look at the problem. So let's try method 1, which is the fraction operation. We're going to treat it like we normally do. So we have y minus 8, or y divided by 8 minus 3/4. So I'm going to add 3/4 to both sides. So I have y over 8 equals, now here our common denominator would be 12. So this is going to say 7/12 plus 9/12. So it would be times 3 times 3. Now if I add 7 plus 19 is 16/12. 12 goes into 16. Once with 4 left over. So it'll be 1 and 1/3. So 1 and 1/3, or we have 16/12, or 16/12 would reduce to divide by 4. Would be 4. Would be 3, so this would be 1 and 1/3. So here we have y over 8 equals 4/3. Multiply 8 by 8 over 1. to get rid of the variable or the coefficient. 4 times 8 is 32. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 goes into 32 10 times with 2 left over. Let's look at another way we can solve that same problem, and this is by using the least common denominator. First, you're going to look at your denominators and you're going to find the common ones. So for 8, 4, and 12, common denominator is 24. So here we have 24 over 1 times y over 8 minus 24 over 1 times 3 over 4 is equal to 24 over 1 times 7 12. Now we're just going to go ahead and reduce and multiply. Here they share a common factor of 8. So 24 divided by 8 is 3. 8 divided by 8 is 1. So this simplifies to simply 3y. 24 and 4, this would be 6. This is going to be 1. 6 times 3 is 18. So this becomes minus 18. And now here, this would be 2 and 1. 2 times 17 is 14. So first thing we're going to do is add the opposite. So we're going to add 18. So now I have 3y equals 30, 2, so when we do 18 plus 14, we get 32 equals 3y. So we're going to divide by 3, which is going to be 10 2/3. So as you can see, just another way to do it. Depending on how it looks to you, this might be an easier way. The nice thing is it does get rid of your fractions. So once again, this is the same problem that we've looked at. You can either do it with the denominators or with the fractions. I encourage you to try it out on your own and just see if you can work it out and get the correct answer, which was 10 2/3.